Hey, didn't you have an announcement to make
Yes, and that's what I was gonna lead.
that you're transitioning?
This is kind of
I'm not even gonna lie.
hard to say, Andy.
That's what he said.
I'm listening for the transition.
I'm not trying to. I mean, hey, look, you shouldn't be chiming in on anything because you
Uh,
calling us colored earlier. So
yeah, and I'm about to,
you are
I
on
I'm about,
apologize.
political correct
and then,
timeout right now.
and then
Okay.
I'm about to put the heat on you, Andy, right now too. I'm about to lob it up like Dwayne Wade. So I'm
Okay.
transitioning right now, right?
I'm ready to catch it.
I'm transitioning into my kids being a minor to a teenager. Okay. I am dealing with a lot of puberty, a lot of emotions. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A lot, a lot of feelings
Mm-hmm.
and so many emotions that it's overwhelming to me. I went from hugging my kids, saying I love you, to let me make your lunch, to hey, did you steal my pube shaver?
Dog, it was so funny. So they went to you guys went where, Austin?
Austin.
As a family, I called
Yeah.
him. I was getting my taxes done or dropping something off. I called him and he was talking all kinds of big shit about about Aubrey and Julian
Yeah.
and them having a boyfriend and a girlfriend and all that and sneaking off at the park and all kind of stuff. And then he was like, and then this fool Julian stole my ball shaver.
He stole your
I said,
manscape.
first of all,
Yes.
why would anyone use anything after somebody else put it on their balls? Like, why would you do that? That's nasty.
So I'm having conversations. I'm having conversations with my kids about
Oh
the
gosh.
people that they like and that they. My son was saying like he only has eyes for one girl. I'm like, dude, you're 13. I'm like, come on, guy, you're not sprung like this. And it's just crazy because it just felt like yesterday where there were my babies, right? So it's kind of weird because no one ever teaches us how that transition's actually going to affect us personally, right? And I feel like I'm getting older and I'm going through a midlife crisis, which I will share right after, and I'm going to be vulnerable with you guys. Um, but it's just like no one taught us how to transition from a lovable, caring, nurturing parent to why you steal my ball shaver, or
You
I
want
gotta
to
go
know
to the
why?
I gotta go to the store to get women products. Like I'm that guy.
You
I
want to know
remember
why?
why.
It's because your parents want you to go through the same hell that you put them through. That's why they're not going to teach you.
But how can you prepare somebody for that? Like I feel bad. Like no one's told me like, you know what? Excuse me. I should take that back because I have heard a lot of stuff that people are like, oh yeah, when they're 14. I'm like, nah, these are my babies. They ain't gonna be good. They'll be okay when they're 14. And I guess you're just blind to
You were
that.
naive.
Yes, very naive. So that brings my question, and I'm throwing that heat to you, Andy. How
Uh-huh.
are you preparing yourself for that transition? Because this is night and day for me. It's not like, oh, I'm just easing into this transition. It was just like I was at dinner and he called me when I realized I'm like, this is a weird conversation I'm having. Like I'm talking to my kids about totally different stuff, right? Like my son was talking about, oh yeah, my boy, he better shoot his shot. I'm like, do you know what that really means? So
Who said that?
my son.
Uh
So I'm like, so it's just crazy because it was just like a light switch, man.
yeah.
Light switch of just, oh, love you, dad, love you. Oh, this is great. To, oh, I'm in love. And oh, can I go to the park to hang out with such and such gonna come to my track meet to watch me run? How are
To,
you preparing
Pops, you got
yourself
any
for this?
Jimmy hats?
Nah, I it's funny because I told my wife maybe like a few months ago, I'm like, yo, is she about to transition also? Like I was already having
Life
that conversation.
cycle.
Yeah, you know, and obviously no, the answer was no, but I'm already like my mind is already like there. like it's about to happen, like because I feel like it's around the corner. And so she brought me back and she just said, you know what, it's gonna happen. There's nothing we could do about it. Like that's just, life, and that's what we all go through. So she just told me like to enjoy right now before that time happens. So when you
Mm-hmm.
Cause
tell
it
so
don't go away.
yeah, so what you're asking me is like how are you preparing for it? And I guess what my preparation is more on like, all right, let me just enjoy it before it happens.
Yeah, I feel that.
Um so that when it does happen, I can at least say like, you know what? At least we squeezed
We
out
had
as much
some.
as we could.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because I already feel it. I already see it somewhat. Like she has her friends, from school, and like they'll chat and talk, and like that means less time of like sometimes we'll just be chilling watching TV or YouTube or playing video games. And I don't want to take those moments for granted, but now when she's doing those things and not being next to me, I'm like, damn, it was like a comfort thing. Like,
Hmm.
Mhm.
and it's slowly moving away. So my preparation is just trying to enjoy what I can right now, and it's because it's gonna happen regardless. And so for you, it happened, and I,
Mhm.
I I feel it for you, and I know that I'm gonna feel it one day also. So
Yeah. But and then again, there's a kind of flip side to that, right? So now my kids are most more self-efficient, right? So now like we're all about me and my wife and I, we love to travel, right? So now my kids are at an age where we can travel, and like let's say, for instance, we went to Austin the other day, right? So we went, did everything with the kids, but we felt comfortable, like, hey, we could leave the kids at the hotel. They know not to leave. Well, we could actually go enjoy ourselves and come back versus being a parent where like, oh, we got to stay with these kids all day. We can't do nothing. It has to be a family thing. Like you can't do two things at once. So now I'm kind of glad that we can have that multitask. Or just for instance, like my kids, we went to a brewery when we were in Austin. So like maybe something that they weren't
Doing what
able
your
to,
dad did for you, huh?
they
Having them
didn't
drink at
know. I wasn't giving
16.
them no drink,
no,
giving no drink. But me and my wife were able to have a good time to like maybe something that we would have done alone, but we were able to do with
Mhm.
our kids. We were able to play games. We were able to have a fun time. We had food. They were able like to enjoy themselves. It was a great atmosphere, but we were able to involve them. So that is a plus because yes, my wife and I like to do crazy or some stuff. We can't take them to the club, but we like to enjoy ourselves. We took the kids to Fogo de Chao. Like they had some good
Wait,
stuff.
what do you mean by crazy stuff?
No, like going out doing stuff, like going out. Not I'm not saying going out
Hood
and getting
rat stuff?
splashed everywhere, but
Okay.
I'm just
I
saying like
thought you meant like some like. Never mind. Go ahead.
no, no. I'm just saying like it's a good point where the kids are now at an age where they can enjoy the good stuff. So we want to involve them more in traveling, give them that piece, give them that taste of life that we didn't have at their age. And
Mm.
um, it's cool to be in this side when you're on here. It's just crazy how that transition happened because it wasn't a smooth transition. It was almost like a wake up call, just a slap in your head, right? So I hope you take this, Blevins, as a learning lesson to admire those great years. Obviously, first admire sleep because when you first have a newborn, you lose sleep for a year. Like your sleeping schedule is so off,
Hmm.
you lose sight of how much sleep really matters to you, right? And then enjoy that 2 to 12 years.